let's walk you through how you can migrate from Honeypad to Coogle. What is going on, everybody? Today I just want to do a really quick video walking you through exactly how you can go ahead and be prepared to migrate from Honeypad over to Coogle. For those that don't know, Honeypad is doing a rebranding from Honeypad over to Coogle, where they're planning to essentially build a crypto version of Coogle where you can look up different contracts and do all sorts of unique things that they're going to try to bring to the space through a bunch of partnerships that they're currently trying to work on. Of course, I'll be going over Coogle in more depth in a separate video, but the point of this video is to go over exactly how you can get prepared to migrate from Honeypad over to Coogle. So let's hop right into it. Okay, so if you didn't know already, there's this PDF here that has multiple pages of them explaining the process of them moving over from Honeypad over to Coogle. So if you guys want to check that out, I'm going to leave a link to the PDF of this announcement in the description of this video so you guys can read through that and get caught up to speed on everything that's going on with the new changes. For now, the most important thing that you need to recognize in this next 2-week span in order to qualify for the migration from Honeypad over to Coogle is filling out this Google form. Now, of course, I will leave a link to this Google form as well in the description of this video so you can get right over to that form and get everything filled out. So it's quite simple getting everything filled out so that you can qualify for receiving your exact BNB that you put into Honeypad when you migrate over to Coogle, which I think is an awesome perk that they're willing to do for everyone by reimbursing everyone for the exact amount of BNB they put into Honeypad, minus of course the cells. So how does this work and getting this all done? The first thing that you're going to need to do is go to BSC Scan, and they provided a nice little link here. After that, you'll click the search icon and insert your wallet address. I'll be walking you guys through this here in a moment. It will then have you list all of your transaction hashes and put them here into this Google form. So let me go ahead and walk you through this entire process step by step with all 5 steps of you copying and pasting each single transaction and then calculating everything up minus your cells from your buys. So the first thing you're going to have to do is go ahead down here and put in your Telegram username. This is so they can reach out to you if they have any questions or concerns with your submissions. So it's important that you have a Telegram and that you put the appropriate information here. After which you're going to want to, of course, put your wallet address, of which I just grabbed a random one from BSC Scan for this example. After that, you're going to want to go ahead and click on Next. This next portion is where you're going to fill out all of the important information that they're going to need in order to get you reimbursed properly for the BNB when they migrate over from Honeypad over to Coogle. So the first thing you're going to need to do is copy and paste all your transaction hashes one by one on this form. After which you're going to want to go ahead and say how many BNBs in total you invested into Honeypad, which is all laid out on the transaction hashes, which I'll show you guys here in a second, and how many BNB that you sell out of honey. So if you did end up selling any honey, you're going to want to go ahead and put how much you bought there at the top, and then there at the bottom, how much you sold out. After which they're going to want you to put in the actual end result from all your buys and sells of honey here. And then once you do that, you'll confirm and you'll submit the information, and it's as simple as that, and you'll be all set for the Coogle migration when they move from Honeypad over to Coogle with your exact amount of BNB that you put into Honeypad being given to you in the new Coogle token. Okay, so in order to do this, you're going to want to click that link, which is going to take you here to Honeypad. Now this is the Honeypad tracker on the BSC, which keeps track of everything that's going on the blockchain. If you actually scroll down here, there's a search button here. You can go ahead and click the search button and then paste in your wallet address. Once you do this, it's going to find all of your transactions that you held with this contract address, which is Honeypad. So this would be all the buys and sells that you've had. So this example what I pulled, as you can see, had made multiple purchases in and has made a few purchases out. So what you'd want to go ahead and do is copy these line for line. So you're going to want to go ahead and copy all of these different transaction hashes for each one of these individual transactions and then paste that over into this section of the form. After you've gone through and done all of your transactions, for many of you it may only be 2 or 3 transactions, or for some of you it may be a lot more, like this wallet here that had multiple transactions with the wallet. The next thing you're going to want to do is after you've done that, you're going to want to count all of these in transactions and add them all together of how much BNB in total you have purchased of Honeypad. After which you're going to go ahead and put that information right here in the contract. Once you've done that, you're going to want to go ahead and also count up how many times you've sold out and for what BNB amount. So you're going to go ahead and put that in the how many you sold section. After this, you're going to put the total amount invested versus the total amount sold out and give the exact amount here on the either gain, profits, or losses that you made from your multiple transactions of Honeypad. So by doing these buys and sells, you may have profited from your buys and sells. Maybe Honeypad went up, and so therefore you were in a profit. So you're going to want to put how much profit you brought in by doing so. Or maybe you sold for a ton of losses, and you need to put here how many losses you've experienced from trying to trade with buys and sells of Honeypad. So if you've bought in and sold out multiple times, but the amount that you held in BNB is the exact same, the answer here would be 0. However, if you bought Honeypad and were able to sell it at a higher price than you bought in and were able to build a profit, you're going to want to put a positive number here for the difference that you experience from your profits you gained buying and selling Honeypad. And the same would go for losses. Maybe you sold for a loss. You bought at a higher price, it went down, and there was a loss there. So you're going to want to put how much BNB you lost in this section here. That is essentially what it's asking you for. Once you do that, you can go ahead and click that you confirm, and you'll submit the form. And that is pretty much all the steps that you will need to take to go ahead and get prepared for the migration from Honeypad over to Coogle. As I mentioned before, I will of course do a more in-depth video going over Coogle, what their future plans are, their tokenomics, and all that information as they approach launch. So if you like that video, to go ahead and let me know in the comment section of this video. But for now, thanks for watching. I know this is a short one. I just wanted to get that information out to you guys as soon as possible so you can go ahead and use that to properly migrate from Honeypad over to Coogle. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in my next video. Diamond Fist.